What's up, guys? Thank you for stepping into Agartha. And in this video, we're going to be going over what is blockchain. So let's start it off with a recap, a synopsis. So a blockchain is a distributed database that is shared among the nodes of a computer network. So a distributed ledger, database, same thing. It's a way of checking the assets, liabilities, kind of balancing out the two. So as a database, a blockchain stores information electronically in a digital format. So one key difference between a typical database and a blockchain is how the data is structured. With blockchain, it's so much more secured. In order to transact on the internet and transfer things of very high value, you need to have it be sealed tight, secure. So blockchain fixes that problem, where now you can have a very secure way of interacting or transact with someone else or another entity or a thing, whether that be like your smart car or something. So a blockchain collects information together in groups, and those groups are known as blocks. And those blocks hold a set of information. So what information does it hold? It holds the details and data of the transaction, like who it's getting sent to or how much is being sent, as well as the hash. And the hash, you could say, is like a fingerprint. It's a thumbprint. It's like the identifier of that transaction. And the third thing on the block is the previous hash. And what these blocks do is they link onto each other. And that's why you have the previous hash on there. So say you have a block here, it's like the previous hash is there. And then you have the details of the transaction. And then the thumbprint or hash of the current block is right there as well too. It's the three things that are in the block and they form that chain. So blocks have certain storage capacities, and when they're filled, are closed and linked to the previous filled block. And that's why they call it blockchain. So all new information that follows that freshly added block is compiled into a newly formed block that will then also be added to the chain once filled. The goal of blockchain is to allow digital information to be recorded and distributed, but not edited. So in this way, a blockchain is the foundation for immutable ledgers or records of transactions that cannot be altered, deleted, or destroyed. This is why blockchains are also known as distributed ledger technologies, or in short, DLT. So that is some good stuff right there, because let's just run that over a little bit, that last sentence. So the goal of blockchain is to allow digital information to be recorded and distributed, but not edited. In this way, a blockchain is the foundation for immutable ledgers, or just records of transactions that cannot be altered, deleted, or destroyed. So everything of digital importance, right? Or ways to record information or transactions or interactions can be locked down by the blockchain, where you have to be truthful. Everything's authentic. You can't manipulate the data that sits on a blockchain. And that's why we learned in the Byzantine Agreement, that video, that blockchain is the ultimate trust machine. It has trust built into its value because it's immutable, it's traceable, it's trackable, it cannot be altered, deleted, or destroyed. You can trust the blockchain to authenticate the genuineness of that transaction, or like the sender or the receiver. Whereas nowadays, try to do a transaction through Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. You can't trust that, but on a blockchain system, you 100% can. So let's dive through the key terms. So number one, blockchain. We just learned about it. Then we have a database. So a database is kind of like a ledger. It's the same kind of thing. It's just a place where information is stored.
If you're new to crypto, or if you've been in crypto for a while and you still don't feel like you have a strategy, then we have the perfect thing for you, because it's one thing to have a strategy, but it's another thing to automate that strategy. So what we're doing right now is a waterfall flash sale. This is the start of week 1. We just launched our Stargate automated experience, which gives you access to utilize our custom automatic trading bots that we built for XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algorand, and a bunch of other altcoins. If you're sick and tired of watching the charts every single day, worrying, stressing, guessing about prices, and if it's going to go up or down, then look no further than this, because this is the holy grail for any crypto holder or trader.
And then we have blocks, and those blocks have the sender details. Those blocks have the transaction details, maybe the sender, receiver, and how much. And then it also has the hash, which is like the fingerprint of that block. And then it has the previous hash, which is the fingerprint of the previous block before it. And then as the transactions go through, every 10 minutes for the Bitcoin blockchain. Then you have the blocks tied together, and that's what makes that blockchain. So then we have distributed ledger technology. It's just another way to say blockchain. So blockchains are also known as distributed ledger technologies. Key takeaways: distributed ledger is completely open to anyone. Once information is recorded inside a blockchain, it is very, very difficult to change it. And there's three parts of a block. like I said, the data, details of the transaction, the sender receiver, and the amount of coins. Then you have the hash of the block, and the hash is like the fingerprint, and it identifies the block and all of its content, and it is always unique and specific to itself, just like your fingerprint. And if it does change, it is no longer the same block, and that's how they can catch to see if it's altered and if there's like maybe an attack on the network or a manipulation going on. Then you have the hash of the previous block. Effectively, that's what creates a chain of blocks. That's why they call it blockchain. Boom, right there. So changing one single hash on a block will then make all the following blocks invalid. The details of that on it. There's three things: the details of the transaction, the hash, and the previous hash. If the hash of one of them change, then that's going to affect all the other ones. It breaks the system if somebody tries to manipulate one of the blocks. So using hashing and proof of work mechanisms make the blockchain hard to tamper with. And we dive into proof of work later on in this course. That's what makes the blockchains hard to tamper with. It's possible, but it's very hard. It's energy intensive, cost intensive, a lot of time intensive, and it's a risky thing to do. And if you own some of the coins of that network, it makes no sense to try to hack it and try to get more coins from it, because then you're not doing yourself a service there because you're attacking the network. So in order for the block to go through and the transaction to be validated, all, or at least the majority, depends on the network, of all the nodes need to be in consensus and validate that block is genuine. So that's what a blockchain is. In the next video, we're going to dive into what cryptocurrencies are. So I'll see you in that one.
Are you sick and tired of just stressing and guessing, holding and hoping, and watching the crypto market go through its ups and downs and not doing anything about it? If you're someone in that position, then look no further than the Stargate automated experience. We just launched it and we built custom automated trading bots for XRP, XLM, HBAR, and a bunch of other utility coins. If that sounds of interest to you and you want to learn more, click the video below and I'll see you over there.